One thing that I will never get used to teaching 14-year-olds is how you can say something and later in the day it gets flipped and becomes something completely different. I just got stopped by the assistant principal in the office and she said, "Hey, I just wanted to run something by you. I heard that in your class you had said this thing." And I literally just looked at her and laughed and I was like, "No, I didn't say that. I said this." And she's like, "Yeah, I kind of figured that they kind of embellished it a little bit." Like a dumb example of that would be my second period coming in and me being like, "Oh yeah, I had a really hard time my first period." And then the next time I see my first period, they're like, "Yeah, someone said that you hate us and you want us all to die." What? It's not even about like watching what you say, because you can literally say absolutely nothing and they will still come up with something and turn it into something that you just didn't say. Actually, I'll just tell you guys what this was about. She was like, "Hey, some of your students said that." Well, okay, wait, I think you need context. So yesterday during sixth period, there was apparently like a walkout for ICE protest, and I knew that, but I do not have a sixth period. So I don't have a sixth period. I also had a doctor's appointment during that time, so I did leave a little bit early. And a couple of my students had asked me, "Are you gonna go to the ICE protest?" And I said, if I had time, I would definitely go. That was like the extent of what I said. And the assistant principal was like, a couple of students said that you would walk out with them during the ICE protest. I'm all, do your thing, stand up for what you believe in, but I personally can't encourage you to walk out of school. I just can't do that. And so I told them that if I had time, I would love to go, because I do think it's important to stand up for what I believe in, type of thing. She's like, "Okay, so you didn't tell them you would walk out with them." I'm like, "No, I did not tell them I would walk out with them." It's just funny. I feel like that was probably just them like walking out and being like, "Well, this teacher said that we could," when all I said was, "Yeah, if I had time, I would be there." It's just annoying. I know that they mean well and they probably don't realize what they're doing, but it's just annoying when like I say one thing and it gets flipped or turned or interpreted in a completely different way. And if you're a teacher of literally any grade, then you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm sure this happens even more often in like elementary school, but it's just honestly frustrating because sometimes I feel like I just have to keep my mouth shut about literally anything, because it will get flipped and turned into something completely different.